friend Trig Shady coming in right now. The all-seeing eye, one of the mage kings here in Classic, is going to be making his debut for the day on the broadcast. And I do believe you are correct here, Van. This should be a round 2 match here. Anti-Gnome versus Last and Sleep. And I mean, let's just start off with taking a look at the comps here. I'm seeing 3 mages. I can't stress this enough, but I think personally the best comp in Classic is just 10 mages. You know, the more mages, the better. So I really like this comp coming out of Anti-Gnome here, man.
Well, I'm gonna say the one reason why I wouldn't like 10 mages is then you wouldn't have anyone to sell water to, and I think that's something definitely to consider here. And that's another thing I wanted to ask you. I mean, for Trick Shady, TGL, and Castro, how much do you think they are charging their teammates for water and buffs?
Honestly, I feel like this is a good moment to just have the conversation and just kind of open it up here. I feel like us as mages, we need to unite here, and we need to start charging 1.5 gold for 3 stacks of water. If it's the level 55 stuff, if it's the level 40 stuff, I would even argue that
the level 40 stuff.
The level 40 stuff should be more expensive because you have to go to your spell book and click it. You know, nobody has that bounce. So hopefully TGL, Trig Shady, and Catastro are charging their teammates a lot for that water because, you know, it is hard to make that gold as a mage, definitely.
Yeah, and I want to apologize in advance. It's unlikely I'm going to be able to pronounce any of the team members of Lost and Sleep in this match, but it does look like we have kind of a standard formation here in the midfield. I think that's one thing you kind of touched about on a little bit earlier on. The midfield fight, it can end up mattering, but more often than not the biggest deal. It's going to be all about just trying to sneak away. We have Voxy looking to play a solid defense here, the rogue of the team of Anti-Gnome. And on the flip side, we have the rogue of the team of Last and Sleep also going to be playing defense. So kind of a mirrored position for both of these teams.
Yeah, and they're going to send in mages actually here early on the side of Anti-Gnome to pick up that flag. And it is not a bad strategy because mages do have a pretty good time dealing with those rogues. And you can see TGL actually walking right above that rogue. And he's going to get sapped right there. Catastro now going to be the one picking up the flag. Skull and those rocket boots actually going to be activated there. And did he Skull the Blind? No, he cancels it. Unfortunate, but I think he can drop it actually to TGL. TGL getting sapped. This rogue here in a 1 versus 3 situation, and one of the most obvious flag swap attempts I've ever seen there coming up. But Catastro actually juking the rogue. They're not dropping the flag, and he's going to go ahead and use his Skull now. Finally, Catastro making a run through the tunnel here. Should be able to make it all the way out. My question is, where is Mushu? I don't see him right now. I think... yeah, Mushu, isn't that the lizard of Mulan?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. I can't snapshot him right now either, so I'm not sure where he is at in the match. But it does look like Casero is going to be looking to cross the entire map on that mage back over to the Rejuvenation Hut Alliance side. We'll see if he can make it all the way up. The Rocket Helm comes in, just really using basically the utility available in Classic WoW. Now his entire team able to back him up. Mushu finally rolling over. Can they pass off the flag? Doesn't look like they're going to go for it just yet. Not feeling confident on that handoff, and it looks like Casero will be making it into his base. On the flip side, we also have the flag carrier of the team of Last and Sleep. They're going to be looking very solid and comfy in their base as well.
Look at Mushu. I gotta say, Catastro, I like this guy. Very, very alpha mage. I saw a mage trying to swap the flag with him. He's just like, nah, that's not gonna happen. Mushu sneaking up to him. He's like, bro, I will swap it to you later when we get to the roof. Right now, I am the flag carrier. I am the druid. And even now, he's hesitating a bit. He's getting attached to that flag there for a second. But he is going to drop it now finally to Mushu. Mushu is going to drink up and be in a safe position here on the roof, and they're going to establish that defense. And a 3 mage defense, I mean, the only thing that's better than that is got to be a 4 mage defense. So I really like here what the team of Anti-Gnome is doing. You're going to see here a Juggy 6 making his way to his team. They're going to catch out a shaman here in the tunnel. Going to be out of position here. He has a healer with him, but I don't think that's going to help too much when there's 3 mages trying to polymorph you. And I do think the Ellie Shaman here definitely finding himself a little bit out of position. And also that Elishaman was wearing full rank 14 gear. So very nice stuff here. You can see Antinom just cleaning up the offense before they even get in position here in the tunnel. And they're going to kill that Warlock here as well. Going to be sheeping the priest. They're already wiping essentially the offense before they're even gathered. So beautiful stuff. And on the flip side here, you can see Antinome getting nice and synced here, waiting for each other to group up. Now you can see a push happening here. TGL leading the charge. Can he get there in time? He's going to go ahead and slow the mages. Vix now with a nice free action potion should be able to make it there. Beautiful crowd control here on the mage, so he cannot slow everybody down. Another sheep coming out from TGL, and it looks like they should be able to connect here onto their target. Beautiful flash bomb coming out, but Vix is all over him here. Recklessness gets popped here, Van, and he is in a flash bomb. I don't know how this druid is going to survive right now. He's just trying to tank the damage. Palm Pyro flying through as well. Vix, though, taking a decent amount of damage with the defensive fear coming out. There's the stun. There's the frostbolt. There's the scorches. Duty out the damage. Just barely out of execute range. The druid gets intercepted. Vix, no, he cannot get the execute. No, the cone of cold whiffs there for TGL. Could have been what they needed to finish off the flag carrier, but instead it is going to be beautiful defense there coming out of the Russian squad here, and they are going to stabilize in that situation, man.
Oh, I just have to say, I mean, I feel bad even calling it out, but Mad Nox, I feel like he completely threw on that offensive push. He was actually up there. He was with their team. Keep in mind how close it was, how close that druid was going down. He actually just fell off the edge. It was a complete nightmare. As a warlock, you're such a key part of that offense. He literally just slipped off the side. Unfortunately for him and for Anti-Gnome, that is ultimately going to cost them that first flag capture. But if they regroup and make an offensive push, similar to what we just saw, they definitely have a fair shot. Right now, you can see the team of Last in Sleep. They're going to be crossing the midfield, looking to group up at the bottom of the tunnel. And now we can see this massive mage defense for Anti-Gnome and how well they're going to be able to hold off this assault.
That was the recklessness of Vix, and I kind of like that. Just pop the early recklessness. It's a 30-minute cooldown. Maybe you can get it back before the BG ends, but it's very, very close call indeed. They're actually going to go after this cloth mage here, finding himself a little bit out of position. Oh, nice AoE though. Goblin Mortar coming out, blast waves, big damage here, but I don't think it actually accomplished too much. Nice crowd control here now from the offense of Anti-Gnome as they're making their way back up here. And this time, Mad Nox is definitely avoiding that ledge right there. Vix with the action potion as well. And they are going to be able to connect to the druid. He's going to jump down here right away. Vix in charge range potentially. There's the death coil coming through, and Vix now doing tons of damage here. They have the flash bomb as well. There's no way this druid survives this. There's 3 players here from Mograine surrounding him. Executes coming in. The flag gets dropped. Gets returned to the base. And Mushu in a flash bomb himself, though, can he cap it? Right now, he is looking, trying to make his way over there, but he's just surrounded by enemy team members. And this is kind of what we were talking about. When you just stagger everyone on your defense, you don't have any pressure on the enemy flag carrier, but you don't with the early drop, and Catastro picks it up with the blink, making some sneaky moves here once again. I gotta say, Catastro on that mage, he has been a joy to watch so far, just picking up the flag, bouncing it back and forth with his druid. Trick Shady trying to slow everybody down. Rocket Hammer comes through. Trick Shady quick with the polymorph. No, actually slow with the polymorph. The rogue gets a restuff. The rogue coming out with the 1v2 here. The Russian rogue maybe kind of be able to allow his team to reconnect it, but Mushu is in position. Catastro, we know him. He doesn't drop the flag. Not until he's on that roof and safe. He's going to hold on to it as long as possible, popping that speed potion, popping the noggin foggers, and he's going to make it all the way to the roof. Kiting now basically acting as the flag carrier for his team, trying to buy time. And if this Russian warrior goes down, they're just going to be able to cap it, but they are able to swap it. Mushu should be able to swap it here as well, as the entire team is gathered around him. Once again, both flag carriers in a safe position.
Yeah, both going to be completely in a safe position. We are going to see the team of Last in Sleep set up in their defense horde side of the map, And once again, for Mushu as well, he's going to be looking very, very solid, very, very safe. And we have to kind of see. We did see in that last push, Zico, Last in Sleep, they did commit a 6-man offense. And I mean, that is really risky because all of a sudden you only have a 4-man defense and you're dealing with a 5-man push. So there is definitely that balance you have to strike. But, making some of those risky plays, those risky pushes can end up paying off, but equally so, they can end up backfiring. So I'm curious to see if they do go with that, 6-man push. Once again, it did end up taking down the flag carrier, but at the same time, if you take down the flag carrier, but your flag carrier also goes down, it's not really a net positive for yourself, unfortunately. Right now, Anti-Gnome, they have 3 members in the midfield, kind of just getting harassed right now by this Warlock, keeping them in combat, and that is really nicely done. Not letting them reset their mana, not letting them top off their health, but he will abandon the push. As it does look like Anti-Gnome, they do have their entire 5-man squad ready to move into the Horde tunnel.
Yeah, but it looks like the Russians are actually going to be the ones moving first. I'm looking in the tunnel and I see a warrior with a Hand of Rag equipped here, getting ready potentially to get aggressive here. They have the positional advantage so far because Anti-Gnome are still grouping up and they're going to go for it. There's the free action potion, going to charge into the mage. Let's see what they can get done here. Nice traps here coming out of Curbsy, pretty hard name to pronounce, but it looks so far like this push is getting slowed down here. Big damage coming out on most people here on the side of Anti-Gnome here, actually, as they are pummeling away. But the longer it takes for them to reach the flag, the longer or the less likely they are to actually be able to wipe them here. They're spending a lot of resources. That free action potion already faded from the warrior, and he's not even connected here to Mushu so far. Mushu finally now in a flash bomb, but once again surrounded by so many mages, slowing down these warriors. He bought himself a lot of time so far, and I think he should be okay to jump down and potentially go for that run down through the tunnel roof, down the tunnel and back up onto the roof if he needs to. Right now, he gets caught up in a fear. I don't think he even needs to jump down. They're playing this, what is that, a 5v5 situation? Pretty beautifully so far. And on the flip side, though, we see the enemy flag carrier actually taking a lot of damage here, man, making his way around, trying to kite here. Big damage happening on him here. Mushu so far should be okay, so I'm not sure what's happening over there, but I'm going to go ahead and watch the Russian Druid here, and I think the Russian Druid as well actually able to survive here, wiping the offense. Mage just went down there, so both Druids looking fine. Mushu once again now in a flash bomb, but I do think these mages are doing their job, spamming out the polymorphs. But a rogue does connect now. There's the vanish. There's the cheap shot. There's the ambushes coming out. Mushu actually dropping extremely low here. Flag gets dropped by Catastro. Once again, picking up the flag early on, blinking to safety. You got to see Catastro is the second flag carrier. Actually, he's the main flag carrier. Catastro is Mulan, and Mushu is just Mushu at this point. He's just a sidekick, dropping the flag. Catastro once again making his way back up to the roof, and he's going to be chilling here until they wipe that offense. Just going to be drinking, minding his own business right now, drinking some of that water that he didn't need to pay for as he is a mage. And so far, it's looking like both of these teams are going to be in a position where they're going to be able to drop the flag to their druids and survive.
Catastro could be a little bit scary for him. It does look like the Elemental Shaman's going to be chasing him down, but I mean, he should be able to survive. There's still a 3-man offense in the middle of the map, and it looks like Trig will go down. Catastro actually not going to be feeling too confident right now. You can see the Shaman's running in with the Elemental Mastery, and Catastro is going to have to reconnect to Mushu. Mushu is just chasing up. He wants to pick up that flag. We'll see if this Elemental Shaman can get the burst damage out. Is he going to be able to drop it? What is he going to be able to do?
They're going to see.
It looks like it breaks out of the crowd control, breaks out of the polymorph, and the Russians right now, they are charging forward. Mushu does pick up the flag, but there are 4 people ready to take him down. This push is going to be scary for Mushu. He's going to have to kite. He's going to have to run. He's going to have to hide. Does reconnect to one of his priests and will get topped off. That there is players everywhere. Horde side here. Looks like Mushu might be able to survive. Still in a little bit of trouble right now. Is caught into the flash bomb. They are continuing this push. On the flip side, the Russian flag carrier absolutely completely fine. Mushu's still running now in a cheap shot. Well, those look like they might have enough damage to take him down. They need crowd control on the healers, though. Unfortunately, they can't shut it down. Juki 6 just spamming out the flash heals to keep Mushu alive. Big Elemental Mastery, Chain Lightning. And that is when you see those Elemental Shamans. Their burst damage available is absolutely insane. Mushu went from, 90% health down to 20% health. Just a little bit more damage, and he will have fallen. But it looks like Anti-Gnome will stabilize. They will wipe this push. And once again, we're going back to the defensive formations for both these teams.
I just got to call that out. Once again, Catastro picking up the flag, immediately blinking, going back up the tunnel, going back up onto the roof, and then that 1v1 with the LA Shaman with the free action potion, I gotta say, it was beautifully handled. He was kiting around, buying time for Mushu to reconnect with him, and then as soon as Mushu did reconnect, he didn't just immediately drop it and risk the 50-50 that the Elemental Shaman just drops it. No, he goes for the polymorph, and then he even waits with dropping it, and then crowd controls that trinket from the Elemental Shaman that broke him out of the polymorph, and then and only then he drops the flag to Mushu, who then can make his way through that tunnel back to the graveyard and eventually survive. So Catastro so far looking like the MVP of this squad. If he slips up at a single moment, their entire team will fall. But so far, he's been stepping up to the plate and doing a great job here on defense. I got to say, it's been beautiful to watch. And once again, we're going to see that kind of defensive position. And I got to say, this Russian rogue here has been playing very impressively as well. He's been setting up some extremely difficult situations here as well for Gnome.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question about it. I'm just actually taking a look quickly at the stats of the page. We're about 17 minutes elapsed in the match. We have 18 minutes to go. Still at a stalemate in terms of flag captures, but I have to say the Russians have a massive lead in terms of killing blows, and that's something you definitely have to consider for Gnome right now. They need to make sure they are picking up a flag cap. We have a 6-man offense ready to go here for the team of Last and Sleep. Let's see if they're going to be able to make it and push through. Once again, this kind of risky offense. We can see, I believe it's their Warlock who's going to be sitting back. It's actually their Rogue, just waiting for Mushu to jump down. If they can force Mushu down, and we see this Russian Rogue able to pick him up, that's going to be a really scary situation here for this Druid. Here we go, the push. Looks like they're going to be able to push forward. Mushu easily dealing with it right now, and you can see all these mages just swarming to help him out, getting out lots of AoE damage, lots of Frost Novas, the Mortal Coil going out onto Mushu. Do they have the damage to follow it up? It doesn't look like it just yet. Big Searing Pains, though, coming in from Mushu. He's not getting any heals. The flag actually drops once again, and Catastro will be picking it up, using Blink, getting back to the graveyard, and he's just going to be preemptively moving around. But the Russian Rogue does not want to mess around. He doesn't want to chase too much longer. Looks like Shervzy will be there on that Hunter to back him up. And now Mushu, once he reconnects to Catastro, he will be able to pick up that flag and, resume his position of the flag carrier. And I really like what they're doing here. This is something I was kind of mentioning in a match earlier on. If you do feel like your flag carrier is in trouble, before it looks like he's going to go down, you can kind of coordinate, okay, we're just going to hand it off. Catastro can use his mobility to escape, and then all of a sudden, all that offense, all that pressure onto Mushu, it fades. Catastro can kind of relocate the fight, and they have to turn their attention onto him. But it's not an easy thing to do, especially if the mage, has free action potion. He's got his blink, and Mushu can reconvene with him.
Such a great thing. Again, what you were just talking about, Mushu actually getting caught up in a death coil into a flash bomb there by the Warlock here. And the Warlock popping his Talisman of Ephemeral Power, making sure that he's loading up a big damage combo with that Shadow Burn. And Mushu, on 50% HP, doesn't even risk it, immediately drops it while the Warlock is still casting. Catastro picks up the flag, and then, like you mentioned, able to maneuver the way around. But Mushu now taking huge damage. The Rogue is there, but no one is there to crowd control him. And once again, Catastro here to save the day. Another pickup, another drop here by Mushu on 20% HP, and Catastro is just going to blink away immediately to safety. And I gotta say, there's been some heavy hitters in this game so far. Definitely Mushu and Catastro, that synergy between these two has been a joy to watch, but also that Russian Warlock has been very impressive so far, alongside with the Rogue. They've both been creating these sticky situations where almost they win the game based off of just individual plays that they're making. So really good stuff here, and that is why the game is so close. Both of these teams having these very close moments. But I gotta say, Gnome, they had that one push that was really good, but I haven't really seen too much since. And it comes back to Madnox here falling down earlier when they potentially could have secured that first flag. Once again, though, The Druid on the Russian side is going to be able to make it to his graveyard, just kiting out the offense here of Anti-Gnome. Going to be making his way back up to the tunnel roof, through the tunnel potentially as well if he needs to. Right now he does have a priest spamming out dispels on him. He's just jumping back and forth on the cart here. Little parkour here coming out of the Druid, but he should be okay. Madnox now finally going to go down in that bash, and TGL on that mage. Don't think he's going to be able to do too much by himself. Voxy in stealth. I don't think he should even open here. Just keep his position. Try to wait for his teammate and engage in another push. And that's exactly what he's going to be doing. Beautiful stuff. And now it looks like the Russians, once again, are going to be on the offense here.
Yeah, on the offense. And actually, Musho has had to completely relocate and wait for his team to res up, as basically his entire team, his entire defense was wiped. But now with them resing back up, actually, no. I mean, Katastro's still dead. Jugi 6 just died. Madnox could fall here as well. The Russians have a great offensive push, but Mushu is in a prime position. You can see right now the Elemental Shaman once again going to be charging in, but he fell down. Unfortunately, Musho with great positioning. That's going to be really difficult for the Shaman. He's going to have to make some really, really key jumps here. But unfortunately, failing the first one, potentially finding the second. There is a rogue there waiting in the wings as well, and there's a lot of burst damage available for Mushu. He has to play this out incredibly safe until Catastro and the rest of the team can get there to back him up.
Yeah, Mushu, a slippery little lizard right there. If the Elishama made that jump, it would have been the end of Mushu, but it could still be. The rogue opens up, kidney shot comes through. Mushu, rare mistake here, trinketing the sheep shot and not the kidney shot. And now flash bomb catastrophe. He's getting ready to sheep the rogue and then getting, here comes the swamp. 3, 2, 1, click. Oh, not yet. Okay, they're waiting a little bit. Oh, no, Mushu's actually they're mind gaming them a bit. They're mind gaming us as well right now. Mushu might be mind gaming himself though. He is still in danger, but Catastro, beautiful peels once again. Nice heals coming out as well. Mushu not going to need to swap it even at this time, and he is going to be making it all the way back to the roof, surviving with those damage over time effects ticking him down, but he's going to dispel himself and now finally catch a couple of heals, drink up, and be able to take a breathing moment here. Now we're taking a look at Anti-Gnome. Let's see how is their offense doing. Their offense is non-existent right now. Actually, going to see TGL and Vix here, of course, making their way over. And I think Vix is a player that we should be watching here. He so far has been the most impactful player in terms of offense, making his way to the flag carrier multiple times, having a couple of close calls earlier with that recklessness, and now you can see Warlock, Mage, Warrior on offense. But I gotta say, they need to have that healer with them, as Devil as well, gonna be making his way there. It's very important to have a priest on your offense so you can dispel those free action potions. We saw Parla able to do it in the Apes game earlier and secure them the flag, and now as Devil gonna be looking to do the same here for Anti-Gnome.
Yeah, Anti-Gnome, I'm going to be paying attention to this offensive push from them. They have a 5-man offense, Vix, Madnox, TGL, Voxy, and S-Devil. Let's see if they can actually make the push here. There hasn't been too much pressure, and I have to say, I mean, for Anti-Gnome, the pressure really is on. They have to make a good offensive push because there's only about 11 minutes left in the match, and right now, the Russian squad, they have a lot more killing blows, which is going to be that first tiebreaker if we don't see any flags capped. Here we go. Madnox going to be pushing in with TGL. They are really going aggressive here, just sprinting in, looking for big damage. And this Druid is going to be in a lot of trouble right now. Both mages on top of him. They got a lot of damage available. Is he going to be able to escape back at the back? Here, it looks like he will ultimately fall. He gets a big NS heal on himself, and he is still kiting. He's still running. He gets back up from the Shaman, and it looks like he will be able to survive. That Nature Swiftest heal coming in clutch to keep him alive. And now it's actually going to be Mushu who might be in a little bit of trouble. We can go take a look at what's going on there. It looks like he might actually fall. The heals coming in. The Catastro was able to grab the flag once again. Really nicely done. And he does manage to escape, but this is still really scary. He's got a warrior on him. He's got big damage available. He's trying to kite away, but if they connect for even just a second, like Zico said, mages can get absolutely erased. Catastro's got no mana left. Really nothing left to work with, and his teammates unfortunately aren't able to get on top of him just yet. He's going to be looking to reposition, just get back to his team when he can. It looks like Anti-Gnome are barely able to hold on.
I think Catastro is trying to drop the flag here to TGL, actually, and he's going to be able to pick it up. Ooh, almost. That was a great swap there. One Earth Shock from that LA Shaman would have probably killed Catastro, and maybe even been enough here to secure the flag. Now we're going to see TGL making his way back to Mushu, and he's going to drop that, pass it over to Mushu. Catastro is going to probably go and try to pick up the leaf and recover here. And Mushu now is in a gauntlet in that tunnel, trying to make it all the way through, and rightfully so, choosing to go back out and go up the ramp because there's just so many Russian players in the base here. If he went up that tunnel, he would have been a dead man. So beautiful awareness there from Mushu, and still not going to be out of the woods yet, though. He still needs to try to maneuver his way back onto the roof. The Russian flag carrier is perfectly positioned on the roof, and Mushu, he needs to try to get his way there. They need to wipe out these players that are just sitting in their base right now. One of them being that pesky rogue, potentially looking to maybe get a big hit here onto Mushu, who is in cat form right now. I'm not sure about that. I think, yeah, there's the bear form. Warrior with Hand of Rag. If he can make it to the Druid, could be devastating, but he is going to get intercepted and slain. Rogue now vanishing, trying to make his way to the Druid. Sheep Shot potentially coming out. Mushu not going to be actually not going to get cheap shotted. They're just going to take him out with that flare, and it looks like Mushu is going to survive. But I gotta say, the Russians are definitely owning this game more so than Anti-Gnome. We saw, I think, Anti-Gnome pull ahead early on, but ever since then, it's just been Mushu and Catastro trying to avoid that catastrophe.
Yeah, basically, they've just been holding on is the way the game looks for me. Anti-Gnome, they really need to clean up their offense. They need to try to make a big push. The last one was actually a little bit close. They almost were able to take down the flag carrier on the team of Last and Sleep, but, I mean, almost isn't good enough at this point. There's not much time left. They got about 8 minutes left in the match. They're getting completely destroyed on killing blows, like I've mentioned. So this push, they need to make it count. Foxy, TGL, Mad Nox, S-Devil, once again, they're going to be looking to line up a push, but equally so. I mean, this defense from the Russians has been very solid. You can see the Blizzards coming in, just snaring everyone up. They're getting ready to use their free action potions, and here it is, an all-out charge for Anti-Gnome. Can they get on top of the flag carrier is going to be the question here.
Yeah, we're going to see him positioned in a good spot, but Vix now leading the charge. He finally connects immediately right there. Free action potion coming out. No dispels just yet. S-Devil is trying to make his way over there, and he's spamming out those dispels. Will he get it? That is the question. As soon as that yellow little thing under the Druid fades, he could be in trouble, but Mad Nox with the Mortal Coil, and now he's connecting the Searing Pain, and of course the Conflagrates. The Shadow Burns doing a lot of damage here. Counterspell actually secured onto the Druid. Mushu drops the flag. Gets returned to the base. We can the Druid make it to the flag spot. He pops the Skull of Impending Doom. He jumps. Yes! He does the fall damage, and he doesn't actually cap it. He gets picked up, and it does get capped. Oh my goodness, it doesn't get much closer than that. But a beautiful setup here coming through. Finally here, 28 minutes into the game, they are going to be able to cap that first flag here, man.
That was absolutely insane. I have to say, I don't know how to say his name, but you know, this Druid Horde side is looking phenomenal. And he's great positioning there. That was such a risky play to jump off and try to actually cap the flag with 5% health, falling down, actually dying to fall damage. But yeah, Anti-Gnome, that was a great offensive push by them, and they're going to be looking to make a quick cap. And keep in mind, it is going to be last cap win. So if we do see Anti-Gnome pick it up the flag, they can get a quick cap. They might actually find themselves in a position where they can win this match. We'll just have to see. Mushu right now looking across the field. Equally so, we do have the Warrior from the Russian team in the midfield, and it looks like he will be able to drop the flag to the Druid. And this Druid has been so durable with his positioning, with the help from his team. I think it's going to be really difficult for Anti-Gnome to actually take him down.
Yeah, I think they're going to... Well, they're still in the game. If they tie us up, it actually goes to whoever capped the most recent flag. So Anti-Gnome could still potentially win here, but it's going to be difficult for them. And Mushu has made his way all the way into the base, so he's in a good spot. If they can take down the Druid here, they could potentially win. Beautiful intercept here by Vic. Proof counterspell TGL with the Cone of Cold. It's going to return the flag, and they are going to counter cap it. And now all of a sudden, Anti-Gnome is the team in the lead because we have that 1-1 rule. Whoever gets that last cap is the team that wins. So now the Russians really need to turn on the aggression here and try to win this game, try to get another cap here. This game is wide open, and Catastro is going to die there in the middle, but it doesn't matter. TGL and Vix making the plays there, killing the Druid before he can cross the map. The last kind of line of people that the Druid had to cross before he could actually go and score 2-0 or at least get in position, they are taking him down. What a game so far, Ivan.
That was absolutely beautiful. I just think the main thing that happened in that situation was the Druid got a little bit ahead of himself, and that's what can happen. I mean, when you have so many mages on the team of Anti-Gnome, they're going to be constantly rooting and snaring up the entire enemy healing squad, and if the Druid runs too far away, that's when he can really get caught out in the midfield. And I think if he had just stayed closer to his team, it could have been a much different situation. But for Anti-Gnome, they are going to be perfectly happy to capitalize on this situation. We only have 4 minutes left in the match, and we can see the team of Last in Sleep, they're not out of it yet. They still have an opportunity to win one more flag, but I think it's going to be really difficult. Mushu right now looking to pick up the flag if he can, but he's getting taken down. This Warlock doing a great job on defense, really shutting him down. But Mushu finds himself a big heal, and it looks like he will be able to pick up the flag and potentially escape the base. Catastro is there to back him up, and I mean, that's what we really need to see from Anti-Gnome. If they can get the flag back on their side of the map, that's going to be big. It looks like Mushu will fall. Catastro there. Can he pick up the flag? Unfortunately not. And at the very least, we are seeing Last in Sleep keep their flag in their base.
Yeah, and that's exactly where they wanted to be at this point. If they can hold on for another 4 minutes, they will be winning here, the team of Anti-Gnome. And that would be the first game so far in the tournament that times out. Mushu getting blinded here on the flag spot. Boxy with a nice cheap shot into the kidney shot here potentially. No, actually, MP Moy, I'm not going to try to pronounce that ever again, is going to pick up the flag here, and he's trying to make his way through. He's actually going to be able to. Beautiful heals coming through here from NPC, and he's gonna get flash bombed though, and potentially clothesline here by a bunch of players from the team of Anti-Gnome. They don't want to let this Druid ever make it out of the base. Defense is their priority. They're all gonna just make sure that they are gonna collapse on him. They're gonna return the flag, kill him, and now actually Catastro trying to make the hero play, but he is going to go down. Both flags returned once again to the base, and it's pretty obvious at this point that Anti-Gnome are focusing on defense. Need to hold on for another 3 minutes, and then they will be able to win this game. But this has been the closest game so far of the day, man.
I mean, there's no question about it. It was not looking good for Anti-Gnome. They were losing on killing blows, and then they were losing on flag caps, but they managed to bring it up, cap the last flag, and now with an all-out defense, they're going to be turtling it out for the next 3 minutes. There's still a slight opportunity here for Last in Sleep, but this is not going to be an easy push. An easy way to grab that flag is you just see so many members of Anti-Gnome on defense, kind of hanging out, waiting to just basically mow down and AoE the team. But Madnox actually gets caught, and this is not going to be great. I mean, we see Madnox get caught here. I see Trick Shady go down as well, unfortunately, but they do immediately respawn. It's almost like they intentionally died at that moment so they could respawn, reposition with their team, and they're just trying to slow down the Russian offense as much as they possibly can with snares, with roots. If they don't even get to the flag, that's best case scenario.
Yeah, and I think what they're doing here on the side of Anti-Gnome is exactly what they should be doing. Have a heavy defense, but still go for those flags, because the enemy team is going to have a very light defense. So if you have Mushu and TGL able to pick up the flag, able to drag out a little bit and stall, then that's going to be best case scenario. And of course, that's exactly what they're looking to do here. You can see the Druid of the Russian squad trying to sneak his way into the base, but that base is just packed with blue nameplates right now. So he's going to definitely have to make his way through a gauntlet of players there to make it all the way in. And on the flip side, you can see TGL already getting caught up, taking a lot of damage here, using the med pouch, using the first aid, trying to reconnect, but he gets ambushed and clothesline. Musho still here though, picking up the flag for his team. The flag gets dropped here by the Russians, gets returned to his base by Catastro, but again picked up here by a healer. Musho in a very dicey situation. Flash bomb coming out, big damage here, but he actually breaks through and interrupts the Warlock there on the Shadow Bolt. The Death Glow comes out, but a preemptive nature swiftness, but he's in human form. Big damage coming through from the Rogue. He is going to go down. Mushu dead on the ground right now. And once again, if they can make it out with the flag here, NPC here looking to potentially get an NPC named after him if he can keep this up, trying to make his way across, and if he can hand it over to his Druid, all of a sudden the Russians could pull ahead. They actually no, 35 minutes have elapsed. Anti-Gnome should be the winner at this point.
Yeah, I think that is going to do it. And like you said, I mean, that was absolutely the closest match of the